Hello, all you hardcores out there. How are we doing? It's Russ here from Poker's Corner. Right. Who's pay-per-view worthy in the UK now? You know, who's from UK? Who have we got who's pay-per-view worthy? What do you think? Tyson Fury? You say he's pay-per-view, wouldn't you? Against anybody. Yeah. Joshua, he's pay-per-view, isn't he? Against anybody. Who else is there though? Who else is pay-per-view in the UK? Who can fight utter bin men and it's pay-per-view? Who have we got? Hey. Conor Ben? No. He'd have to fight Eubank, Conor Ben, or a world title for it to be pay-per-view. You can't just like rock up against some no mark like Tyson Fury and Joshua have been doing and just say it's pay-per-view. It won't work like that for Conor Ben. Chris Eubank, he's the same. He'd have to be right fight. You know, Kell Brook, he couldn't just come back and have a tick over. It's got to be a right fight, like what Amir Khan, or it'd have to be. Well, it's already been in with Crawford and Spence, hasn't he? So it couldn't be them. So Kell Brook, if he went up to 154, fought Charlo, that'd be pay-per-view. Beefy Smith, would that be pay-per-view? Yes, Sky would do that pay-per-view. Yeah. Khan 2, yeah. It'd be pay-per-view on it, but it won't happen. But Anthony Yard, is he pay-per-view? No, he isn't. And do you know what the good thing is? Anthony Yard is an exciting fighter, and he just fought a pound for pound top 5 guy, and he was in an exciting fight. He's lost, but in the right fight, Anthony Yard in pay-per-view, he'd have to fight somebody like Canelo, wouldn't he? Or, you know, maybe if he fought Viterbier again, they rematched that'd probably be pay-per-view, wouldn't it? So, but Yard in right fight. Dylan White, I don't even think he's pay-per-view anymore, not even in the right fight. I think his pay-per-view days are done. Dylan White, I think he's on scrap heap. Josh Warrington, he'd only be pay-per-view if he were B-side in a fight, even though he's a big ticket seller. He'd have to be B-side. It'd have to be some star name coming over here for it to be pay-per-view. You just couldn't put Warrington Galahad 2 on pay-per-view, couldn't you? Tommy Fury. What's he had 8 fights? He's in a pay-per-view fight. What's all that about? Tommy Fury against Jake Paul. But he'll just have Batavia and Yard non-pay-per-view, but Tommy Fury is pay-per-view. I'll give you that a shake. Joe Joyce, is he pay-per-view? In the right fight. This guy Joe Joyce is fighting next, this Sang, that's not going to be pay-per-view, is it? Nobody's going to pay pay-per-view for that. So Joe Joyce isn't pay-per-view, but if he fought Fury or Joshua or Wilder or Usyk, it'd be pay-per-view, wouldn't it? If you fought Dylan White, Joe Joyce, would that be pay-per-view? I don't know about that. I don't know. Wouldn't be a 25 quid, would it? Dylan White's just wanted to get as much money as he can out of his career at the moment. He's in a bit of limbo, isn't he, really? Well, he's got a vacant British title to his name, but what's he had? About 7 pay-per-views. How can that be, Edward? I don't know. Dubois, is he pay-per-view? No, in the right fight. Yeah, he'd have to be like Fury, wouldn't it? Joshua. Or Wilder, wouldn't it? Or Usyk. One of them 4 guys. And Dubois in a pay-per-view. If you fight somebody like Nathan Gorman rematch, or you know, any of these others from the UK, it's not going to be pay-per-view, is it? He's going to be with the top cream, hasn't he? You know, your Fury, you got Fury, Josh, Wilder, Usyk, any of them, yeah. Lawrence Okoli, is he pay-per-view? No, I don't think Lawrence Okoli's pay-per-view, to be honest. I don't think so. So, you know what I mean? I don't think Lawrence is pay-per-view. I mean, what fight could you put Lawrence in with and it'd be pay-per-view? Maybe Dylan White. Would we like to see Dylan White and Lawrence? I'd like to see Dylan White fight Lawrence Okolie. I'd like to see Dylan White fight somebody with a heartbeat, but not too much, because he goes in with somebody like Fury and gets tonked, doesn't he, Dylan White and Joshua and Povetkin tonks him, but then he's fighting utter nobodies. I want to see Dylan White in the grey areas. Is Dylan White going to fight somebody outside of the top two? You know, like Fury and Usyk, right? They're the top big dogs, aren't they, in boxing? Usyk's got 5 belts. Fury's got 1. Usyk's got WBA, WBO, IBF, IBO, and Ring Magazine. Fury's got WBC, which is main belt. So they're kind of like on an even keel, aren't they? Even though he's got 5 belts and he's got 1. Dylan White, if he has a pay-per-view and he comes back, to get in the mix for Dylan White to win a world title, he's got to fight an eliminator and a final eliminator, hasn't he? And then got to sit on his mandatory slot. Now, we know what job he's just had trying to get that slot, making that it were 4 years. So Dylan White might not get a chance now while he's 39, 40. But I think he might get another chance soon. But he's going to have to fight somebody, innit? Dylan White's got to fight somebody to get into the pay-per-view mix and the world title contention. He's probably going to have to fight Ruiz, Joyce, Wilder, Hrgovic. There's 4 there. He might have to fight Derek again. He's still ranked, isn't he? He might have to have a trilogy with Derek just to get in the mix. But I think, looking at Dylan White's career, only place for him to go now and play it safe with a pay-per-view and pinch a pay-per-view win would be the Chisora fight. And I don't think that's a guaranteed win for Dillian. So if he fights Chisora, that'll be pay-per-view, I can guarantee it. That could be the swan song. But he's got to fight a guy like that to get in the mix. He can't just say, I want Usyk or Joshua or any of them. He could fight Joshua, I suppose, yeah. But if Dylan White wants a belt, he's got to beat Joshua, Ruiz, Wilder, Hrgovic, Usyk. And so any of them to get to Usyk. Because he's been in with Fury, hasn't he? I don't know. But I want to see Dylan White in some fights. I want to see him step up. I don't want to hear him bitching about, I'm a pay-per-view fighter. Dylan White is not a pay-per-view fighter. Unless it's the right fight. Like Fury, Joshua, Wilder, Joyce. They're pay-per-view fights, Dylan. Andy Ruiz, maybe pay-per-view. Hrgovic in. But Dylan White's got to roll the dice now to get in the mix. But I think he's on slide now. And I think Ruiz does him, Wilder does him, Joyce does him. I think Zhang does him. I think Nathan Gorman against Dylan White's a good fight. Yeah, why not? They're both at the same level, aren't they now? Dillian White's on the slide. Nathan's working himself to British level, and Dylan White's coming down from Euro level. So why don't they meet? Nathan Gorman against Dylan White on BT Sport. Why not? Why not, Dylan? You got to fight somebody. Francis Ngannou. Why are you calling him out? It's just money in it for Dylan White. Dylan White just wants to be known as a boxer and talking about big pay-per-view fights. You know, they preach legacy, but really it's about money. So that's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. So I don't think Dylan White's going anywhere in his boxing career at the moment. I think he's just picking up money. But I think his relationship's probably on Skid Row with Eddie now, because he's no use to Eddie now, is he? What use is Dylan White to Eddie Hearn now? What use is he? He ain't used to him, is he? Why? It's not mandatory. He can't get at Fury. Joshua ain't got a belt. Where's Eddie Hills going now? The 6-0 Iceman from Billerick. He's going nowhere. Where's Dylan going? Probably to the bank to draw another 300 quid out. So that's how I look at it anyway. So Dylan White in pay-per-view, I don't think, unless it's, you know, a world title fight, and he's got to be in some proper fights. Dylan White now, you know, he's got to pick up less money and go into 50-50 fights. He knew we were going to get flogged by Fury. That's why they didn't promote it. He knew we were getting flogged. He had a guaranteed purse, so why should he help promote it? I thought that was in bad taste. Fury did what he wanted to him. He could have took him out any ring, any round he wanted to. But Dylan White's had a good career. Loads of pay-per-views. It's just that it looks like it's over for him now, doesn't it? Father Time waits for nobody, does he? All right. So that's about it, really. Let's have a little look if there's what else we can throw in here. We all heard the Conor Benn situation, didn't we? What on earth were all that about? The Conor Benn situation, eh? The Conor Benn situation is nothing short of a joke, isn't it? See, I mean, I can get into these today. In 0-2 already. I need to sharpen up. So, all right, but like I've just said to you there, Conor Benn, they've tried everything, haven't they? I mean, how much money have they got invested in Conor Benn now? How much? 270-page dossiers. I mean, I've heard it cost over 100 grand, that. That's what I'm hearing. So, whoever's going to tackle that 270-page dossier, they're going to need deep pockets, aren't they, at Barda or whoever? They're going to need deep pockets, which is a shame, isn't it, really? That's how I look at it. They're going to need deep pockets. That's about it. Right. We'll go get some coffee and some milk from the shop. All right. So that should be about it for today because I've got loads on now. All right. So Dylan White, don't have nightmares. You are not pay-per-view. Dylan White, you're the cam man. Anybody who wants it can get it over 40 with COVID. Dylan, you're not pay-per-view no more. You've not got a world title. You're not even fought for the European. So how are you pay-per-view? It's in your head. Stop bullying Eddie Hearn. Stop bullying Eddie Dillian for slots. Hey? You're about to see the Dillian White and Eddie Hearn marriage go to court. They're getting divorced. Trust me. Eddie's second divorce in here. Or second separation. Right, I'm going here. Peace out. Go night, man. See you tomorrow, Terry, if you're watching.
We're sponsored by Spartan Site Solutions. They are specialists in civil engineering and demolition contracts for the construction industry. Interested parties should visit their website or contact Porky's Corner for a referral at porkycorner@mail.com.